How's it going, everyone? Lord360 here, back with another video, and today it's the highly anticipated how to prepare for GoFest 2020 video. This is a video that I've been getting requested by a couple of people that I know. So here are my little tips and tricks on how you can prepare for the event, because again, it is a paid event. So I think it's about $20 Canadian for where I am. So it's very good to know what to do and how to prepare for it so you maximize your time and you actually have a good time playing it. So before we start, I'm also going to mention I do understand circumstances that if people are watching this, for example, internationally in different countries. Don't go out and play this event if you're supposed to stay inside. I know a lot of countries are still in like complete total lockdown. So if you're watching this and your city's in lockdown, don't go outside. You can still play this from home. And the whole point of this coming to your home is that you can play this all from your house, put an incense on, and sort of just play the event like that. So without further ado, I'm going to put the timestamps for all the different categories and what I'll be talking about today, and sort of what I think you should do in order to prepare for it. Again, this is all subject to what my interpretation of preparing for the event is. And obviously everyone else is going to have a different opinion on it. So if you want to follow what I'm going to do, by all means, here's the list of things that we're talking about. And with further ado, let's get into the first topic. So the first topic I'll be talking about is managing your box space. And this is such a crucial topic to talk about, because you don't want to be thinking about transferring things while you're playing an event that's timed and you're paying to play it. Like, imagine yourself walking around and you're trying to catch things and then it says your collection's full. That's not a good feeling. So what I suggest you do is you have at minimum 500 box space available right at the beginning of the event. And the reason I say this is because you'll want to definitely keep some of those unknowns. And usually these events do have a regional spawning, but they haven't confirmed the regional spawning, so we have no idea. The only thing we know it's definitely going to be spawning that's really good to keep are Litwicks. Litwicks are one of the best fire and ghost type attackers for raids, which is why I suggest keep those guys and always do mirror trades in them, just in case you get a good one. Or a lucky one, you never know. So, going to my game here, you can see I'm not even close to being ready. I'm at 2826 out of 3,000. So I still need to get rid of 300 Pokemon here. But I'll give you a little tips and tricks on how I'm going to do and how I'm going to sort through my box in order to get down to that space that I want to get to. So first off, I'm going to give a trick that only people with the Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee games and the Sword and Shield games can actually utilize. So I did nickname some Pokemon in my box Sword. So you're probably wondering, why did you nickname them Sword? These are actually Pokemon that I can transfer into the Let's Go games. So if you have a lot of extra duplicate shinies from, say, community days or just random events and you got like 5 or 6 of them, but you don't want to transfer them out of your box completely, what you can do is, if you have the Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee games, is actually transfer them into those games, and you can get them shiny in those games without having to work for them. You see what I'm saying? So these are all the ones that I have here, 37 of them. And if you're sneaky enough, because Eevee is in Sword and Shield, you can register for free for a Pokemon Home account and then transfer them through the app or even through your Nintendo Switch, and you can evolve them into all the evolutions from the future games. So that's what I plan to do with these. But a lot of these are duplicate shinies that I said I'm not going to trade them. They're very nice to have, but I have way too many in my storage here. I'm going to transfer a few in. Next is duplicate event Pokemon. So the issue with this is that, in my opinion, there's an issue with having to evolve them that you can't. And the only reason you'll actually want to keep these Pokemon is if you have a friend that wants to trade one for something else, right? If they didn't get it. So my recommendation is to keep one extra. So for example, this Bulbasaur here that I was showing you, I have 3 of them. So I'm going to actually transfer one of them, probably the worst IV one, for example. That one right there was the worst IV one. And, you know, I don't feel attached to it because, you know, I already have a shiny one of it as well. So technically, I can even transfer another one now because I still have that extra one if people want it. Because I don't need the regular one if I have the shiny one because it doesn't evolve. Same goes for this Bulbasaur here with the Shedinja hat. I have the shiny, but I don't have an extra one then unless I keep that one. It's not shiny. So that's what I would do. And I also recommend, if you're going to be sorting, make sure you sort your box by number. It's the easiest way to see what Pokemon you have of what species without having to do all the special characters and special search strings. Like, you can search things like shiny, for example, right? And it will still sort them by number. And it makes it easier if you're looking for a specific Weedle or a specific, like, shiny that you want to see how many you have multiples of. Because this way you can have it by generation as well. And this in my opinion, is obviously one of the easiest things to do. So that's going to be pretty much it for sorting your box. And it's pretty self-explanatory from there. It's up to your opinion what you think is useful and what isn't. Like, for example, if you have a lot of Pinecos, Fortress isn't a really good Pokemon unless you're using it in PvP. So I wouldn't keep one unless it's like a 98 or 100%. Next topic is going to be on managing your bag space. So when you're playing the event, you're going to want to start off with a lot of Pokeballs because you'll see a lot of good Pokemon you'll want to catch. For example, Pharaoh Seeds in there, which we have had in a box. We have had it in a research box. But it's still a pretty rare Pokemon to catch. Especially with Chansey being there, and those things are a pain to catch, if you know what I mean. You're going to want to have a lot of balls. So what I recommend is you have about 400 to 600 balls in the ready. So again, I still need to get plenty more balls in stock because I am not ready for Go Fest, but I still have a couple days, so it's fine. And opening gifts is one of your best ways of getting Pokeballs because they have made it that you can get good amounts of balls from them. I unfortunately have opened up maximum gifts for the day, so I can't show you as an example, but that's my recommendation. In terms of having open space for your bag, I would recommend maybe like 50 slots or so, just in case you have any items or that you want to get during the day. Especially if they put a good box in the shop, because that'll be the next topic I talk about. Usually Go Fest is the best time to do any purchases in the shop because they usually have a good box in shop. Just for your information. In terms of berries, I would say maybe have some golden raspberries, have some raspberries, but pineapples are going to be the best thing for you to have because you're going to want to use a lot of those. So maybe about 150 to 200 of them to have at least, because if Gibble's spawning in this event, because they keep teasing it all the time, we might be needing those pineapples in order to pine up every single Gibble we see. Litwicks are something you also want to pine up because those are good for candies. And Chansey's always good because they're good gym defenders. In terms of special items, I wouldn't say to keep these. Like, I'm probably going to transfer a lot of this now because I don't need it. Maybe keep 2 of each item because it's not like you're going to need a lot of these items. Unless you're new to the game and you don't have the items, then, you know, or you don't have these Pokemon evolve fully. But yeah, cleaning up this is so important because you want to have that space on the ready when you're going out spinning and catching at the same time. You want to have that sort of flexibility room so that then when you're spinning, you don't have it saying your bag is full, because then you're not getting more balls from the ones you're using. So it's sort of a weird conflict to have in terms of getting balls and using them, because you want to make sure you're still replenishing the balls while you're using them. And I know someone's going to ask about the rare candy count, because that's probably one of the most important things that people can get in their box. I'd say keep as many as you need. You never know if you'll want to use your rare candies on the Victini, which is coming out for this event. If you don't know what Victini is a mythical Pokemon that was originally from the Black and White series games, or the Unova Generation 5 games. So the generation we're going through right now. And I'd say keep as many as you need, because if you get a really good one, you want to max it out right there and then, there you go. You can just do it right away. And usually for maxing out a legendary, it's a couple hundred rare candies. So yeah, be prepared to spend a lot of candies and a lot of dust if you want to max out a mythical Pokemon such as Victini. So that is going to be it for managing your items. And let's go to the next topic. So the next and final topic I'm going to talk about in this video is managing your premium items. So I'm just going to put out the assumption, and people can correct me if I'm wrong on this, that if you're playing for the Go Fest and you're spending money on the ticket, that you're probably going to be spending some coins, some money on some coins as well. Because, like I said, there's usually a good items in the shop, in the boxes, when Go Fest comes around. They haven't put them in the shop yet, but we'll have to see when they do. Usually the deals come with 17, but for especially Go Fest, and sometimes in the Christmas as well, because they're in the giving season, they usually put 20 raid passes in. So those are your best times to stock up on raid passes with your premium coins. And that currency is down here where you pay with your actual money. So I'm just going to assume that if you're going to be playing this event, that you already spend money to buy other items. So I'd say don't worry about buying your raid passes or your incubators until the day of, because they might put a good sale on them. And also in terms of incubators, I'd recommend maybe doing 1 or 2 extra ones on top of your super incubator if you're going to be walking around, because you'll be getting a lot more Stardust then as well when it comes to actually playing the day. But again, if you're not able to walk outside, don't sweat, no worries. You don't need the incubators then, right? Maybe some raid passes in case your friends invite you to a raid, because we have no idea in terms of that either, if they're going to put a special raid boss out for it. Like we said, the second day is all the question to us. We know the first day is going to be switching between the water, the fire, the grass, the battle, and the friendship themed biomes, but we don't know what day 2 is going to bring us. So maybe day 2 is going to have some legendaries we can battle, but I'm not sure. I have no idea, and nobody else has an idea. And finally, I'm going to ask at the end, just for the fun of it, be excited, have fun, right? It's like, this is the biggest event of the year. And it always is something that is so memorable. Unfortunately, we can't go to Chicago this year like I did last year. And we're so excited to make a video for it and go to Chicago for it again. But, you know, the times have changed. So, nothing we can really do except be excited to play it in our local areas, right? And think about it this way. More people have access to this event because you don't have to worry about traveling. You can play it from your house. You can play it in your neighborhood, anywhere you want. So, be excited. Have fun, get out there. So that's going to be it for the video. If you're new, I always make sure to say this at the end. So thank you so much for watching. As always, make sure to boom, hit the like button, click the red button down below to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell beside it so you know if I want to put a new video. I've been Lord Drew 360, and I'll catch you guys at Go Fest. Take care, everybody.